What's going on, everybody? We are back at German Motors. It's another beautiful day here in Clifton, New Jersey, and we are here, of course, to talk about the wagon. This is update number, I think, 4? Could be 3 or 4 on the wagon, but some stuff has happened since last time. Some things have not happened that we were expecting to happen, so wanted to hop on. This is going to be a quick one just to show you guys the progress that's been made since last week. Lots of cool stuff in the shop, as always, but the subject of today's video is right there. So let's hop in and talk about what's different, what's the same, what we're still waiting on, and what the timeline is on the car. Last time you saw our E39 wagon giveaway, it looked pretty much like this, but just because it looks the same does not mean that it is the same. We've made quite a bit of progress, and while we were planning on having it on the road by now, we've had one minor holdup with a shipping delay on one of the parts, so it's still on the lift, but still plenty to talk about, and hopefully, not even hopefully, let's just put the good energy out there. Next week, the car will be on the road, driving and running, and we'll get some awesome shots to show you guys how it drives. But for now, still plenty to go over with what has changed since last week. So last week we were about halfway through the manual swap. We were doing some maintenance. The car had no exhaust on it, and we were waiting on coilovers. Most of that has been finished. So the manual transmission is in and done, and the car runs, drives, and starts. We're going to get our first startup in today's video. And since then, we also installed the exhaust as well. So those are the two things that have been really big pieces of progress since last video. The transmission is in completely, and the exhaust is on completely. And those are the two things that we're going to talk about in this video. Now, the one piece of the puzzle that we're still missing is the coilovers. So as you guys know, we're doing KW coilovers on this car, and unfortunately, they are not in yet. KW has been working on getting them to us as fast as possible, but we're still waiting on them. So that's the only reason that the car isn't on the road right now. It is otherwise pretty much completely done. We're done on the maintenance, we're done on the brakes. We're just waiting on the coilovers to come in. We'll slap them in and the car will be out. But the transmission, the clutch, the pedal box is all in. So why don't we start with talking about that? So in last week's video, you guys saw that the manual transmission swap was about 80% done. We had the rear end, the drive shaft, and the actual transmission itself in. Now it is 100% done. If we had wheels, tires, and suspension in the car, we could drop it down and drive it with the 6-speed. The clutch, the flywheel, the wiring, and the pedal box are all now complete. As you can see, we have a clutch, and the shifter is done, and all the wiring is done as well. So we can hop in. Why don't we get a little test drive? Feels like a manual. It's pretty short clutch throw, and the shifter is all good as well, goes into gear. So we're good to go as far as the 6-speed. Like I said, the only thing that we're waiting on still is the coilovers. Obviously, the interior looks quite a bit like a project car because right now it is, but like I said, our goal is to have this car on the road, running and driving in about a week. And I know that we said that last week, but sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches and make do with what you got. And right now what we got is a pretty much done car that is just waiting on some suspension parts. So those should come in soon, but while we were waiting for the suspension, we also got the exhaust complete as well. So I'm going to throw the car in the air really quick, talk a little bit about that, and get it started and show you guys how it sounds, because it sounds amazing. All right, so as you guys can see, I think last time you saw the car, there was no exhaust on it at all, and from factory, it had those, small little, not very exciting looking exhaust tips, but we did a full custom exhaust, fabricated in-house, all welded here at German Motors with a MagnaFlow Street Series muffler. So this sounds amazing. We're gonna show you guys in a second, but while we're under here, we can also just look at the finished transmission project. Everything's in, We got a brand new clutch, brand new flywheel, an OEM transmission, and an OEM E39 rear end in as well. So while we're loading the car to get you guys an exhaust sound clip, as far as it goes, it's basically just an axle back. So we did a MagnaFlow Street Series muffler and we left the front section stock. So it's still catted and it will still pass emissions, I think in all 50 states, so that whoever wins doesn't have to worry about getting the car inspected or it being illegal or anything like that. As much as we would love to do, you know, catless and whatnot. Not that you would really want to do that on this kind of car anyway, but we left everything, which should be a little bit easier if you win in a strict state like California or New York. But with that stuff said, let's go ahead and start it up and see how it sounds. I have not heard this car since the exhaust has been put on. Mo has texted us clips, but I haven't heard it yet, so let's go ahead and start it. Diego, go ahead. Oh my gosh. So we didn't do anything crazy. Like I said, it's really just the MagnaFlow Street Series muffler, but that has a really nice deep idle sound. It sounds like a V8. Obviously it is a V8. It's the M62, which sounds great, and it's very subtle at idle, but I'm gonna set the phone down and get some rev clips. So let's see how it really sounds. So pretty subtle, pretty tame, not insanely loud. We didn't want to go with anything insane. At the end of the day, it is an E39 touring. It is not anything that you want to be obnoxious in. The idea is to be classic, clean, old school BMW, and I think that this exhaust setup fits that to a T. It sounds really good. It's actually a little louder than I was expecting, but it sounds awesome. Nice, clean, pure tone. It's not obnoxious at all, which is exactly what we were going for, and I can't wait until we just get the suspension on and everything buttoned up so that we can drive it and hear how it sounds on the road, in cabin, and all that stuff. But that's something to look forward to, hopefully next week, once everything is buttoned up. So speaking of next week and next step, like we said, the only thing that we're really waiting on at this point are the coilovers. The car is done. The interior obviously will be put back together very soon. That's really easy to do, just kind of waiting on the coilovers to come in until we have to do that. So once the coilovers come in, throw them on, slap the interior back together, and the car is done, on the road, ready to go. And after that, the car will be done, and we start adding on the finishing touches, one of which just showed up this morning, and that is our OEM BMW cargo box. We got the roof rails already, crossbars, and this is going on the roof as well to finish off the utility street wagon build look that we're going for. Now, this is going to get paint matched, and we're still sort of deciding on what parts of it to paint match. Maybe we just do this piece in red, maybe we do the entire thing in red and leave this silver, something like that. Still kind of up in the air how we want that to look, but that is going to go on the car, and it's going to be color matched to the Imola red that we're doing. So next steps, get the coilovers installed, finish the interior, install the roof box, and the car will be done, like 100% done, ready to be given away as soon as we get those things wrapped up. So with that stuff said, that is pretty much going to do it for wagon update number 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you think we deserved it, and subscribe to the channel for future updates. The next of which is hopefully going to show the car outside, on the road, running, driving. That's the plan for next week's video, is to get the car out of here, drive it, show you guys how it drives and what it might be like to actually drive it when or if you win. So if you do want to enter the giveaway, it is live right now. You can go to GermanMotorDesigns.com, buy any piece of merch, and it gets you entered to win this car. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck, and we will see you in the next one.